recognition, and it does become a full championship. Well, pretty much the same teams as the 1999 Italian Championship took part. Alfa Romeo with the Nordotto team, BMW, Audi, and at the last minute, Honda decided to come in with one car for the Dutchman Peter Cox and the JAS Engineering team. Well, round number 1 at Mugello, starting grid of the race, and it is that Dutchman Peter Cox who is on pole position ahead of the Alfa Romeo of Fabrizio Giovanardi, Nicola Larini, and Gianluca De Lorenzi as they get away at the start, and it's pretty much all action as they come together. Fantastic start by Emanuele Nespetti in the BMW. But he has problems with the front suspension and goes out. Nespetti, a hard charger throughout the season, doesn't get his championship hopes off to a good start. Well, Peter Cox leads from Nicola Larini, Fabrizio Giovanardi, and Gianni Morbidelli in the BMW, fighting hard for third place with Morbidelli. Well, the Alfa, really the fancied car of the championship alongside the Honda. BMW's not really looking to contend, but they do, as we see. Gianni Morbidelli pushing hard against Fabrizio Giovanardi. Peter Cox still leads, though, ahead of Nicola Larini. And on this last lap, Cox looks to take his first win of the Euro STC Cup. Nicola Larini for the Nordotto Alfa coming in second place. Gianni Morbidelli in that BMW third. And Fabrizio Giovanardi also in the Alfa, coming in fourth. Good run there for Andrei Studnik, coming in fifth place. Well, race 2 was won by Peter Cox also. But now we move over to Enna Pergusa in Italy. And this is actually race number 2. And Fabrizio Giovanardi leads ahead of Emanuele Nespetti as they go down into the first corners. Peter Cox and Roberto Colgiago in the four-wheel drive Audi. Well, Giovanardi manages to just get a little bit of a break. Sunshine and superb racing we're looking forward to here at Enna. Emanuele Nespetti up at the front again. Peter Cox and Roberto Colgiago battling it out for second and third place. And a fast, long straights and chicanes. Tires put at the chicanes makes it difficult for the drivers to launch over them, but boy, do they. Big battle then between number 11, Peter Cox, Roberto Colgiago in the Alfa Romeo, and Emanuele Nespetti tucked right in behind, on board now with Nespetti, right in behind that Audi of Colgiago, just in behind Dutchman Peter Cox's Honda. Well, Nespetti gets in, looks to come up behind Cox. And the Dutchman here trying to hold off the BMW. So difficult, absolutely side by side here at Enna. Colgiago tucking in behind. Once they come down, it really is a funnel trying to get through, and it's the Dutchman's hit cones trying to defend his position up the former corner, and you can see he has damage and has to come in the pits to change a wheel on the JAS Honda. Well, Giovanardi wins it, second race of the weekend. Ahead of the BMW, this time Nespetti, Gianluca De Lorenzi, and Roberto Colgiago. Championship position then, Giovanardi takes the lead with 62 points. Ahead of Peter Cox on 55, Nicola Larini now on 48. Nespetti and De Lorenzi on 28 points, Morbidelli back in on 26. Well, round 3, it's the A1 ring in Austria, second race. Cox in pole position. He won the first race ahead of Giovanardi, but makes a terrible start in race number 2. And it's Fabrizio Giovanardi and Gianni Morbidelli. But fair bit of action. And that is Emanuele Naspetti, Nicola Larini make contact. Sandro Sardelli can't get by also. Andre Zerka and Peter Cox also getting into trouble. And we see Dutchman Peter Cox slowing down, but Giovanardi leads from Morbidelli, Naspetti, Larini, and Di Lorenzi. But that is the Audi of Stefano Bonello, stopped out on the track due to the crash after the start, and the race is stopped. Get a look at the replay there. Beautiful Austrian countryside in the background at the A1 ring. Peter Cox in the pits, and it is all over for the JAS Honda team. Well, lap 4, the race restarts. Fantastic battle between Gianni Morbidelli, Fabrizio Giovanardi, Nicola Larini, and Di Lorenzi, also in the Nordauto Alpha. Absolute end-to-end stuff. Last lap and a great battle. Morbidelli, the lone BMW against the might of the Nordauto Alphas, and look at this. Morbidelli absolutely wringing the neck of that BMW. Giovanardi holding on to his lead. And Fabrizio Giovanardi takes the win ahead of Gianni Morbidelli. Nicola Larini coming in 3rd place. Nicola Di Lorenzi and Emanuele Naspetti coming in the 2nd of the BMWs. So Giovanardi improves his championship position. 97 points ahead of Peter Cox, not scoring with 75. Nicola Larini improves on 70, and Gianni Morbidelli. So great last lap. And a very happy Fabrizio Giovanardi consolidates his championship position. Round 4, Monza, race number 1. Peter Cox on pole position ahead of Fabrizio Giovanardi, Nicola Larini, Emanuele Naspetti, Colgiago, and Morbidelli. Well, it was raining, and it had stopped for the start of the race, but still very damp. Some drivers going onto slick, some on wets. And it was Peter Cox and Roberto Colgiago who went onto slick tires. But Emanuele Naspetti took the lead. Very, very hot stuff at the start. And Naspetti leads from Cox, Colgiago in the 4-wheel drive Audi. Sandro Sardelli spins out early on. Gianni Morbidelli also goes off, loses 3 places. Giovanardi, Larini, and Di Lorenzi get by him. But Emanuele Naspetti still leading. Peter Cox in 2nd, Fabrizio Giovanardi. Good battle here with Roberto Colgiago. Now Colgiago really on a fraction of the budget of the front-running teams in his Audi, but of course 4-wheel drive in these damp conditions can come into their own. So it is, Roberto Colgiago gets by Fabrizio Giovanardi, championship leader, 3rd place. He also gets by, away from our cameras, the Dutchman, Peter Cox. Cox on slicks. Colgiago in the 4-wheel drive Audi now challenging the leader, Naspetti. Looking to get by and take his first victory of the year. And he does, coming out of the final corner. Colgiago takes the lead. Both these drivers looking for their first win, Naspetti and Colgiago of the year. Well, Dutchman Peter Cox close in behind now. BMW driver Naspetti just in behind him. Cox is up to 2nd place. Looks like that decision to go on the slick tires was the right one for the JAS Honda. But Roberto Colgiago is hanging on grimly. Comes round on the final lap, takes a win ahead of Peter Cox. And just proving 4-wheel drive was the way to go. Guido Lucchetti, fantastic race, finishes in third position with his very much underfunded private Audi. But Colgiago gets Audi's first win in the European Super Touring Cup. Second race, Peter Cox collected his fourth success of the championship and took the championship lead. Nightmare weekend for Alpha. Round 5, Hungaroring. This is the start of race number 2. Morbidelli winning the first race for BMW ahead of Peter Cox. And the two BMWs make a great start, rear-wheel drive cars, as is often the case, getting away better than the front-wheel drive Alphas. And a bad start again for Peter Cox, our championship front runner. So it's Gianni Morbidelli ahead of his teammate Emanuele Naspetti. First of the Nordauto Alphas, Fabrizio Giovanardi. Great battle at the front here between the two BMWs. Naspetti shadowing Morbidelli all the way through the race. Difficult circuit for overtaking, but Naspetti did everything he could at Hungaroring to challenge his teammate. Well, finish line then. Second win of the weekend for Gianni Morbidelli. And a 1-2 for BMW. Fabrizio Giovanardi finishes ahead of Peter Cox and Nicola Larini for more championship points. And Gianni Morbidelli now moves up into third in the championship, looking to fight for the championship overall with the front runners Fabrizio Giovanardi and Peter Cox. Well, looks like there's going to be a good battle between those three. Giovanardi leads on 136 points. Peter Cox not far behind, and Gianni Morbidelli making a move with 2 wins in a weekend. A lot more action to come in the Euro STC. As we go next round at Imola, join us after the break.